What's up, guys? Welcome to Hiking and Homesteading. If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in raising chickens. So the other videos, we have been talking about the stages of raising chickens, steps to raise chickens, and now we're on the fifth one. That's going to be saying goodbyes, unfortunately. But we'll go back to the other four real quick. One was purchasing, so check that video out. You can purchase three places: a store, a hatchery, or an individual seller. Two, brooder box. We talked about that first month of life, how to raise them in a brooder box. Part three was on the chicken tractor. That's the second month of life usually, and some people keep it in there the rest of their lives. Four, we talked about Coop and pasture, and then fifth, we're going to talk about saying goodbye. So let's go back to four real quick. So Coop and pasture, you can either have a mobile coop that you move around, you can have a static coop such as a barn. That's what I have. Mobile coops give you advantages. You can move them over garden spaces. You can move them over difficult parts of your pasture to build a topsoil up. But whatever you do, realize that chicken manure has to compost for 6 to 9 months, or to be safe, a year, to make sure that it is broken down enough, because it is a very hot manure. Okay, it'll kill your plants if you put them directly on it, but it is a very nutritious manure or compost for your plants. Okay, so anyways, mobile coop. Another thing to talk about: fake eggs. I recommended putting fake eggs in nesting boxes so they can see where to lay at. Moving into new stuff, a lamp light. Okay, some people choose to put a lamp light in the coop. You think, well, why would they do that? Well, when the daylight hours get shorter in the winter, depending on where you live at, and I'm in North Carolina, and the daylight hours get short enough to where a lot of breeds will stop laying or slow down their laying production quite a bit. So the way that you can prevent that is by putting a light in their coop, and the light will kind of signal hormones to say, hey, don't stop laying yet, daylight's not over yet. And if you do this, I don't do this because I like to give them a break in the winter. But if you've only got a few birds and you don't have a light in their coop, you're going to have almost no eggs in the winter. So some people realize this, and they want to keep eggs for their family to eat. So I would set a timer and have it cut on in the morning before daylight, and that way they wake up with the light on, they start foraging, then the sun comes up, and then when dusk happens, they go to bed. If you set the timer to come on in the evening to extend their foraging hours, then what will happen is they'll be foraging and be all happy, and all of a sudden, bam, lights off, it's dark, chickens can't see good in the dark, they don't know where their home's at, they don't know where to roost, and then they get picked off by predators. So if you do a lamp light to extend their laying hours, do it in the morning. Okay, we can talk about that in our video. Other thing that's really good for chickens, diatomaceous earth. A lot of feeds, if it's a good quality feed, will include diatomaceous earth. If not, you can sprinkle it on there. Some organic feeds don't have diatomaceous earth, even though they're good quality. But anyways, a food grade diatomaceous earth, or DE, really good to sprinkle on the food. It helps prevent pests. Food, when they are growing, they need a grower feed, 18 to 20% protein. When they are laying, their layer feed's about 16% protein, but it has calcium in it, which they need for their egg production. Don't give layer feed to chickens that aren't laying yet, because that extra calcium will damage their organs. So don't give layer feed till they start, right around 5 to 6 months. It just depends on the breed when they start laying, but a little bit before they start laying. And a way to prevent them not having enough calcium, whether the layer feed's not sufficient or they are given grower feed but they're getting ready to produce eggs, is I like to allow free feeding of oyster shells. Those oyster shells, they can peck it and get the calcium they need when they need it. So that's a good option, is to allow oyster shells there for free feeding. Obviously, they need fresh water. If it's in the wintertime, you would want to get one of those, if it's your area where it freezes, you want to get one of those plug-in waterers that will keep the water from freezing. So just keep that in mind. They need water all the time. You can't have frozen water. And I put a little apple cider vinegar in the water. Roosters, if you're in the city, you may not be allowed to have rooster. I like roosters because they help break up fights and manage stuff with the hens. We could do a whole nother video on roosters, but I think they're great to have to flock. You want to have them about 1-to-8 ratio, but it kind of depends on the breed. But roosters are great for a flock. And the last thing to talk about is when chickens reach about 3 years of age, most breeds basically stop laying or cut drastically on their egg production. So it leaves you an option there. What do you do? If it's a dual-purpose bird, you can butcher them for meat. You may keep them as pets. You may rehome them for people that just want chickens for fun. Or you might want to euthanize them. It's just something to weigh out. But just realize when they get to a certain age, they basically stop laying eggs and they're still eating your food. Anyways, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thanks for tuning in to Hiking and Homestead.